For years, Michael Jackson's children lived in the shadows of his fame, silent, grieving, and shielded from the world. But now the silence is breaking. Paris, Prince, and Biggie are finally stepping forward with the truth the media never told you. From the quiet pain behind Neverland's gates to the legacy left in their father's name, their voices are rewriting everything we thought we knew. This isn't just about the king of pop, it's about the family he left behind and the story they're finally ready to share. Michael Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, the eighth of 10 children in a home steeped in music and strict discipline. From a young age, his remarkable voice and natural rhythm set him apart. By 6, he joined his brothers in the Jackson 5, quickly becoming the star of the group and dazzling audiences with his raw talent. The group skyrocketed with hits like I Want You Back and ABC, but behind the fame, Michael endured a difficult childhood under his father Joe's harsh discipline. He later revealed how the relentless rehearsals and rigid rules robbed him of a normal upbringing. In 1979, Michael stepped out on his own with Off the Wall, but it was 1982's Thriller that redefined his career in the music industry. With groundbreaking videos and electrifying performances, Michael became the king of pop. Yet the higher he soared, the more he retreated. He built Neverland Ranch, a fantasy escape filled with amusement rides and animals, where he tried to reclaim the joy he never had as a child. Neverland captured the imagination of the public, but whispers about hidden rooms and tight security fed public curiosity. In a rare interview, Paris Jackson recalled how she was never allowed upstairs. She remembered doing homework while hearing her father dance above, an innocent image that only deepened the mystery. In 1993, Michael faced his first major scandal when a 13-year-old accused him of abuse. He maintained it was an extortion attempt and no charges were filed. Still, his image suffered. A decade later, he stood trial again, but was acquitted. Despite the verdict, the suspicion never fully faded. Through it all, his children, Prince, Paris, and Biggie, were his refuge. He shielded them from fame and tried to give them the childhood he missed. But after Michael's sudden death in 2009, their world shattered. Paris, just 11, struggled most, facing intense public pressure and private pain. By 15, she had survived multiple suicide attempts. Eventually, she found healing through music, telling her own story through deeply personal songs. Prince, meanwhile, chose a different path, honoring his father through humanitarian work with the Heal Los Angeles Foundation. He never felt pressured to perform, only to live with purpose, just as his father had taught him. Biggie, the youngest of Michael Jackson's children, remained out of the public eye for much of his life. Quiet, reclusive, and rarely photographed, he chose, or was perhaps encouraged, to stay away from the spotlight. But in 2019, when the explosive documentary Leaving Neverland reignited global controversy, something in Biggie shifted. According to a family member, the once lively boy suddenly stopped speaking. It was as if the world's renewed judgment of his father had muted him as well. Despite years of scandal, Michael's impact as a humanitarian was extraordinary. He donated over $500 million to global causes, founded multiple charities, regularly visited children's hospitals, and used his voice and platform to promote unity. Songs like Heal the World and Man in the Mirror weren't just hits. They were heartfelt pleas for compassion. Yet that narrative was often ignored. The press focused more on his surgeries, skin condition, and eccentricities. His life became tabloid fodder, each headline more invasive than the last. As the media turned him into a spectacle, the real man, complex, generous, and deeply troubled, faded from view. By 2009, Michael was in a financial crisis. Even though he owned one of the most valuable music catalogs in history, mounting debt forced him to plan a comeback tour, This Is It. Behind the scenes, however, he was struggling. He was emotionally drained, physically fragile, and reliant on painkillers just to function. On June 25, 2009, the world stood still as news broke. Michael Jackson had died at age 50. The cause, cardiac arrest from a propofol overdose, administered by his personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, was later ruled a homicide. Murray was convicted of involuntary manslaughter, but for Michael's children, the loss was deeply personal. The world had lost a legend. They had lost a father. In the years following his death, Michael's estate flourished. Posthumous album sales shattered records, and unreleased material generated hundreds of millions of dollars, proving that even in death, Michael Jackson's influence on music and pop culture remained unmatched. His legacy, once marred by controversy and speculation, found new life through a surge in appreciation for his artistry. Fans, old and new, streamed his classics, bought remastered albums, and rediscovered the depth of his creativity. In 2024, this renewed interest culminated in a historic deal. Sony Music acquired 50% of Michael's music catalog for an astounding $600 million, the largest agreement ever made for a single artist. It was a bold statement about the enduring power of Michael's work and the value of his contribution to the world of entertainment. Yet behind this financial success, there was a lingering silence from those who knew him best, his children. For years, Paris, Prince, and Biggie lived quietly, rarely giving interviews or engaging with the media. While the estate flourished, they mourned in private, navigating the complexities of growing up in the long shadow of one of the most famous figures in history. But slowly, that silence began to fade. Paris emerged first, opening up about her mental health struggles, her battles with depression and identity, and the immense pressure of being Michael Jackson's daughter. She didn't lean on her father's fame. Instead, she carved her own path through music, modeling, and acting. Her work is raw, vulnerable, and fiercely authentic, showing the world a side of the Jackson family rarely seen. Prince took a different approach. Shunning the spotlight, he focused on service, co-founding the Heal Los Angeles Foundation to continue his father's philanthropic mission. His dedication to helping others reflects Michael's belief in healing the world through kindness and action. And then, in a rare and poignant moment, Biggie, usually the most private of the three, broke his silence. "Our dad was not the person the media portrayed him to be. He was much, much more," he said. That quiet statement carried years of pain, pride, and clarity. Maybe the world had been waiting for them to become entertainers like their father, but instead their calling was far greater: to preserve his humanity, defend his name, and finally tell his truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more untold stories of the world's most iconic figures.